Hey, good morning, children. How are you? How are you doing? Yeah, very good. Now, we're going to deal with the lesson biodiversity and its conservation. That to be the section 4. And with this, we're going to complete this lesson. Right? Now, come to today's topic, first topic, that is migration. Have you seen this picture? So if you carefully observe this picture, have you experienced this in your life? Yeah, that means in mornings or in evenings or in late evenings, we can find that the birds, a large number of birds, a flock of birds are moving in the sky from one direction to another direction. Have you seen that? Actually, where they are going, why they are going? Yeah, here for all these things we are going to get the questions here. Generally when we observe some of the birds are living only in one place throughout the year. That means whatever the season, whether it's a summer, winter or rainy season, whatever it may be. So they are permanently present in only one place. But when now we observe some other birds, why they are living only in that place means they have a permanent dwelling places. That means a permanent nestings, right? But when we take some other birds, they don't have any permanent nestlings. Correct? That means they don't have a permanent nest. Okay, that's why what they do means whenever the conditions, environmental conditions or atmospheric conditions are not favorable or not suitable for them, then what they do? They leave that place. They leave that their natural place and they go to safer places. Safer places. Got it? Actually, why they move from one place to another place? Is there any reason behind this migration or behind this journey? Means, yeah, there are several reasons. What's the first one means? For the food. That means when in some of the regions, when it becomes winter, they are not able to get water, food, all the things. Okay, that's why. So to get the food materials, what they do means they leave that place and they go to some other places where the food is available. Got it? And even what's the next one? There is a shelter. Shelter, right? Shelter means where we are living in our houses, right? So suppose say it is raining heavily and you are outside. Then what do you feel? So at the time, you may get the feel that if we are in our home, okay, then what happens? Then we will be very, very safe. Okay, without any home, what happens? There is no protection for us. Okay, there is no safety for us, right? So there is a shelter. To get the shelter also, these birds move from place to place. And what's the next one? There is a reproduction. Even to reproduce, that means to increase their population also, they move from place to place. And what's the last one? Protection from climatic fluctuations. Now climatic fluctuations means throughout the year, can you say that these climatic conditions are very favorable for us, very suitable for us? No, sometimes we feel, when it is raining heavily, then at the time you may think that what is this rainy season, and I don't like this dirty rainy season. It is the surroundings are very, very dirty and we get different types of disease. Okay, I don't like this rainy season like this, right? And even in winter also you feel the same because of that low temperature. And in summer when you get some sunstroke or something like this, then then also you won't like. That means we don't like any season because of this changes in climate, right? So for all these 4 reasons, what's the first one? There is a food, shelter, then reproduction and protection from climatic fluctuations. Fluctuations means up and downs, right? So to get rid of all these problems, what they do means these birds, they join as a flock. Here, what is meant by flock? Here, where that is? Yeah, here. Flocks. Flock means a group of birds can be called as a flock, right? So they join with each other and form a flock, and then they move from their natural place to some other places which are safe, which have the shelter, which have food materials, which are the chances for reproduction, and where the climate is suitable, like this. Correct? So what do you call this kind of a journey or a travel? Means we call that process as a migration. Got it? We call that as a migration, and such birds can be called as a migratory birds. Migratory birds. So yeah, when we observe these migratory birds, they won't stay there permanently. They stay in that new place for a few days or a few months. Correct? And once the climatic conditions becomes normal in their natural places, again they get back. Got it? Right? So here, for example, take this. Just recently, we can find because of this corona water bins. So that means all the shops, business, everything, it gets closed down. So the people who were working in the shops and then in different types of works, they lost their what jobs. They could not able to get their food, and they could not able to feed their children. Okay, that's why what they did. That means they went back to their places. Have you seen? They go to this Bihar, Rajasthan, Punjab, like this. Okay, and then again now the government has opened all these things again. So what are they doing? Again they are coming back. Have you seen? This is also a kind of a migration. Got it, children? That's a good example. Okay, and here, when now we observe this rainy season, so many of the birds migrate to this Kolleru and the Pulicot lakes. Kolleru, it is a freshwater lake in our AP, and the Pulicot is also lake, but it is a saltwater lake, right? So these two lakes are very, very famous for this migration. Have you seen these pictures? Yeah, what is this, a lake? Yeah, this is a Kolleru, but today this Kolleru and Pulicot lakes are completely polluted because of this human activities. That means because of this agriculture, then industries, and all these things. Now, again the government is taking some steps to that means get back the natural conditions of both this Kolleru and also Pulicot lakes, right? So this Kolleru and Pulicot lakes are very, very famous for this migratory birds. Okay, that means some thousands and thousands varieties of birds from throughout the globe, they come to these two places, especially to this Kolleru lake. So in this Kolleru lake, some people, that means in olden days, they think these birds as divine ones. Divine ones means, what is meant by divine? That means they think that means the people who had died in their family, like their father, their grandparents, like this. So their soul came back to this Kolleru in the form of birds. Okay, that's why they could not able to harm those birds. They try to protect those birds, and they try to feed those birds. But what about nowadays? Nowadays, this entire situation became reversed. Now, for some other people, it became a great business. That means the people will be waiting for these birds. And whenever these birds come, they catch these birds, then their eggs, and then they sell them in the black market. Okay, that's why nowadays there is a great danger for this migratory birds in Kolleru and also this Pulicot, and that's why the government has been taken this several steps to protect this migratory birds. Okay, nowadays if anyone try to kill these birds or try to steal that eggs, it will be considered as a crime, and immediately severe punishment will be given to that person. Clear, right? So What is a good example for this? Means there is a great Siberian crane. Great Siberian crane. So here, when now we take this crane, where actually this bird is living, means it is living in Russia. Russia, that is Siberia. Siberia, actually this is a cold country. It's a cold country, and that to be when it becomes a winter, then what means the conditions becomes very very terrible. That means the temperature falls down below 0 degrees, below 0 degrees, and because of that low temperature, all the water gets solidifies. That means it gets converted into ice, and even no plants can develop during that winter. And so many of the birds, they cannot get their food materials. If they stay there, they will die. Okay, that's why. So what this Siberian crane do means, before the winter begins in Siberia, they start moving. They start moving. Where means they come to India. They come to India, that to be a place by name Bharatpur. Bharatpur, where it is, means it is in Rajasthan. Right? So they come to this Bharatpur, and they stay here for 3 to 4 months. That means until summer begins in Rajasthan. Rajasthan is a very hot country, but hot area, and when it becomes a summer, we can find a very very high temperature, and these birds, they cannot resist to that high temperature. So before the summer begins here, again they get back to Russia. By the time in Russia winter gets completed. Okay, so there will be no problem for these birds again in Siberia. Correct. In this way, this great Siberian crane, it travels some thousands and thousands kilometers for the sake of what? For the sake of this migration. Is that clear, children? Yeah. With this, we completed this migration, and what's the next one means? It's a recycling of paper. Recycling. Okay, nowadays, see, we are using this word in many fields. Recycling. Recycling of paper, recycling of plastic, recycling of rubber, like this. Right? So here, one engineering student, he put a message to his professor. What is that message? Please stop examination, save trees. Please stop examination, save trees. When we observe this sentence, it seems to be very very funny. Actually the students, they don't like examinations. Okay, so that's why they like to skip these examinations, and that's why, so when now we observe this, they may think that the parents they're pretending that they have love towards these trees, and that's why they're requesting to start the examination. So it is a very funny quotation, but if you carefully observe, if you understand this quotation, there is a great meaning behind this. Okay, why means when there is any exam, then what means there will be we must use large amount of paper for the sake of question papers, and the next of the answer sheets. Okay, for all these things we must need much paper. Got it? But if there is no exam, then what means? Then we can save all this paper. But here you may get doubt. What is the relation between a paper and the trees like this? Now what is the relation means? We get the paper from trees. We get the paper from trees. So when there is no exam, then ultimately there will be no use of paper. That means no need to cut down the trees like this. Correct? So here actually when we observe the schools and the colleges, we write many things on paper, like notes, the next we do some problems, and the next we write examinations, we go for some drawings and all these things on a paper. But if you carefully observe how we are using the paper, some of the students, they waste the paper. They won't use the paper completely. By writing the paper up to half or 1/4, they leave the remaining paper. So in this way, they waste the paper. Why means they don't know from where they are getting the paper, and they don't know the actual value of a paper. Correct. In this way, we are wasting the paper in several ways. But it is a very, very valuable product we are getting from the trees. Okay. If we reduce usage of paper, then what means? Then ultimately we can protect trees, so that we can avoid or we can reduce this deforestation. And in some other schools and colleges, there will be no books at all. Everything they maintain in the form of a tab or a laptop like this. Correct. For example, in a Puluvendula, we have this triple IT. There, of course, they have the books, but mostly they use what? They use this tabs. Okay, that's why there will be no use of a paper for many things. Correct. So that's why what you have to do means we have to use this paper very judiciously. Judiciously means very carefully we have to use this paper. Right? Actually, to make 1 ton of paper, 1 ton of paper, ton means what? That is 1,000 kgs. Okay, so to make 1 ton of paper, 17 trees means a very big trees. 17 big trees have to be cut down to prepare 1 ton of paper. Correct. And you can imagine how much paper we are using a day. Okay, for example, take a newspaper. We are getting different types of newspapers like Eenadu, Sakshi, then Andhra Jyoti, all these things, right? So you can imagine how many papers we are getting in RTBP, in Production, in Karap district, okay, and then in AP, and then in India, in the world. If we make all these calculations, or for example, take how many books you have in your school bag. So how many books you have from your section, from your class, from our school, from both Saraswati and DAV, and from say this Production, from Karap district, from AP. If you do all these things, then you get mental, right? Okay. So in such way, we're using this paper in many fields, and that to be okay. So we can say it's a very, very important, and that to be, if you are using more and more paper, then what means? To prepare the paper, we need to use some chemicals, and these chemicals are very, very dangerous, harmful to naturally to these humans, but also to the nature. Nature means for the other animals, and for the plants, and the soil, water, air, for all these things. So these chemicals are very, very dangerous. If you are using more paper, it means we are polluting all these things. Got it? Okay. So here the paper can be used again and again for how many times? Means 5 to 7 times. 5 to 7 times we can use the paper again and again by recycling. If you go for this recycling, then ultimately we can save many trees. Right? So this is a need for the recycling of paper. Here it is very, very important. That is what to prepare 1 ton of paper. How many trees we need? Yeah, that's 17. And how many times we can use the paper again and again? Yeah, 5 to 7 times. Okay. Now go to the next one, that is making of compressed cardboard. So here, if you carefully observe your classroom, you are using your desk. Okay. And here and there, if you carefully observe your desk, so we can find some damaged desk. That means if by using your nail, if you scratch that desk, then what means? You get some powder-like substance. Have you seen? Actually, what is that means? That is called compressed cardboard. Compressed cardboard. It is not made with wood, but it is made from cardboard. Here, actually, we use this wood. Wood for what? That means to prepare these doors, and even for making different types of furniture items like dining tables, chairs, then double cots and all these things. So for all these things we're using this what? We're using this wooden planks. Wooden planks means we cut down this stem into this wide plate like structures, or we make them into blocks of wood. Okay, have you seen these pictures? Yeah, here these are wooden planks, and then these are blocks of wood. So from them we make all these doors and then furniture items and all these things. So because of this reason also we get what? We get a condition that is called deforestation. Okay, okay, for the paper, where paper also leads to deforestation. For this furniture and all these things also lead to deforestation. Okay, now we're using what? To prevent or to control this deforestation. Nowadays we're using this compressed cardboard. Compressed cardboard. Okay, and for this what we need means we need bits of wood. Bits means small pieces. Okay, actually to prepare these wooden items we need a very long, large blocks like this. But for this we can use even small pieces, smaller pieces, and then a sawdust. What is meant by sawdust? Sawdust means, the carpenter, you may observe this carpenter. When a carpenter is cutting any wooden piece with a saw, then what happens? You get some powder. You get some powder. Have you seen? Here, that powder is called sawdust. Have you seen this? Yeah, here in this picture. Yeah, this is called sawdust, right? Now, what they do means they use this sulfate. They use a chemical that is called sulfate. For what? To extract, to separate cellulose. In a plant material, we can find a carbohydrate that is called cellulose. What is use of cellulose means? Because of cellulose, see that wood will be very, very strong. But to prevent that high strength, that means to make that very soft, what they do? They remove this cellulose. Correct. So in this way, by using this bits of wood, what they do means they make that into pulp. Pulp means when you take any fruit and mash it, then what happens? You get some soft substance that is called pulp. Right? In this way, this bits of wood is converted into this pulp, and then this pulp is made into layer, right? And over the layer, what they do means they sprinkle this sawdust. They sprinkle sawdust, and again over that they use one more layer of pulp. Right? Go on the point. Have you seen this sandwich? First we keep one. See this. What is this picture? Yeah, this is a sandwich. So here at the base you can find one bread slice, and then we over that we put all this stuffing like onions, tomatoes, and then extra. So different types of items according to our taste. And again over that we keep one more slice. Now what do you call that? That is called a sandwich. In the same way, here these two bread slices are equal to this pulp layer, right? And this stuffing is like a sawdust. Okay, now these three are pressed. These two are compressed. Compressed means with the help of some machines, they press them with a high pressure, and then they are dried. So that what happens? There's a sawdust and a pulp mix up with each other. Correct. And so that it becomes after few days it becomes a very, very hard and strong like a wood. Correct. So what do you call this wood means? This is called as a compressed cardboard. Whenever you go to this furniture shop to purchase some say this double cot or a single cot like this, then you can find two types. Okay, one is the normal cots which are made from wood, and we can find some other cots which are very black in color. Have you seen? that is called as a MDF. MDF. Okay, that is made from this compressed cardboard. And for a kind information, just recently I purchased wantedly I purchased this MDF type. Okay, my means to avoid this wood. Okay, so this is the way how this compressed cardboard can be prepared. Okay, then here actually there is one activity, that is how this paper can be recycled. Okay, so what are the information that is present in your textbook that is not clear? It is it is a little bit confusing, and here after the completion of this I am going to upload one more video, and if you carefully observe that video, you get a complete picture. That means how this can be prepared. Got it? Okay, so tomorrow, you are going to get two videos. One is this session, this lesson, and the next one, that is recycling of paper. Got it? Okay, and you watch out both the two videos. Now, you see, nature is for humans need. So whatever we have, we need. Whatever we require, like a food, shelter, and all the things. So those requirements can be obtained from nature. Correct? Whatever we want, we can get it from nature. But the nature is not forever greed. Just recently, not recently, we well about this movie, that is Janata Garis. Have you seen that? Now, that movie, that theme of that movie is completely towards this nature. Okay, not to destroy this nature and not to cause destruction to this nature like this, right? So that's a fantastic movie with a very nice theme, and if I think all of you seen this movie, right? Okay, so we think of how to utilize the nature for our own benefits. Always we are going on thinking how to use the nature, how to get more money from the nature, how to destroy, how to cut down the trees to get more money. Okay, how to remove this stone from the soil and get more money like this. But we never think of what to do to conserve nature. Because this greedy nature, always we're thinking how to improve our status financially, but we never think how to protect the nature. That is very cunning nature of the human being. He's here we have to remind one thing: the human being is only a part of nature. He's just a part of nature, but we are not the whole. Okay, human and nature are not same, but we are just a part of nature, right? Just like the plants and other animals, we are also a part in nature. And if we protect nature, it protects us. Correct. So whenever we take care of this nature, then automatically it take care of you in all the aspects. But if you're going on destroying this nature, then ultimately what happens? It opens its third eye so that this whole planet will be destroyed. Correct. Who is the king of pop? Yeah, very good. That is Michael Jackson. And here at the end of this lesson, actually this Michael Jackson also, he composed a very fantastic song on this deforestation and also destruction of nature, right? So that is Earth Song. Okay, the name of that is Earth Song, and I will send that song, but you can watch it out in YouTube, right? Okay, don't forget, that's Earth Song. I will put the link also for that, right? So here, this earth belongs to all the animals and the plants. This is not our own property. Okay, we should not think that this is our property and we have the right to use this nature according to our wish. No, that is not correct. This earth belongs to all the living things, like all the plants and animals, and every organism have equal right to live. Okay, and some people they kill different types of animals, like say this tigers and then next lions and deers, elephants, for their own benefits. Already this person. Who is this? Yeah, this is a Virappan. And why he became famous? Why means, actually he's a smuggler. He's a smuggler, and he destroyed many of the forests for the sake of this sandalwood, and also he killed some thousands and thousands of elephants. For what? For their tusk. For their tusk. Got it? Right. So we should not think that no other I can damage, or I can cut down any tree, or I can kill any animal whatever I wish, like this. Okay, why means just like human beings, remaining animals also have an equal right to survive or to live. Human beings must be sensitized in this aspect to protect biodiversity. So, being as a responsible human being in this planet, we must know what is the value of this biodiversity and in which way we have to protect this nature, all these things. Got it, children? So, by the completion of this lesson, we must have the knowledge. That means we should not try to damage our nature. We should not cut down the trees, and we should not kill the animals unnecessarily. All these things. Good? Okay? So, thank you. And with this, we come to the end of this lesson. Okay? And don't forget, and I'm going to upload this, this paper, recycling of paper, and also this song, Earth song of Michael Johnson. Got it? Okay? Have a good day. Thank you.